Alright, this video covers Section A, the Novelty Paperweight Automatic Flashlight. What this is a little novelty flashlight that, again, if you're, if you're in the infomercial space, the as seen on TV type of company, this product in and of itself probably won't interest you as a direct product, but as a bonus product it would. And I cover a lot of this stuff in the Watch Me Last video. As far as how you might use it and why you might be interested in this. And again, you should listen to that even if you're in that that kind of a space, the direct response television space. So the fact of the matter is that what it is a little flashlight, and you can see it's in the shape of a 1-ton weight here. And this I do have a product demo video of too, by the way, so you'll see that on the next video in the series, the Watch Me Third video. This is the Watch Me Second video. But basically it has this little switch you see here. It's really just a push button switch. I mean, I had to use what I had on hand to make this thing due to budget constraints and so forth. But basically when you set it on the table, the light is off. So and basically it's a normally closed switch, so when you pick it up the light automatically turns on. And you can see that these little circles here kind of represent LEDs coming out of the flashlight. Of course, in my prototype, I actually used a translucent plastic, so not just the bottom of it lights up, but it's not transparent, it's just translucent. So it casts kind of a diffuse light, and then of course the logo, the 1-ton, on each side of the light also lights up, because the whole thing is, again, I was just out of other colors of plastic, so this was the only filament I had left to use on my 3D printer. So I basically took a translucent plastic and painted it black, and then kind of on the logo I kind of carved off the sides of it. You'll see that in the product demo video, how it kind of works. Here you see kind of an explosion diagram, this being a battery pack, this being a circuit board, which I actually did not use on my prototype. I just kind of hand wired everything point to point. Now here are the LEDs, and this is a little button right here. I hope you can see this hand. It's kind of light on the screen. My little cursor here. These are the screws to access the batteries, and this is the bottom compartment. Here's a cross section of it up here. And again, you'll see this here in a minute when we go and do the 3D CAD video. Again, this is the type of product that would, I could certainly see selling at a, like a knick-knack or gift shop at some place, if nothing else. And if you happen to be a, gift shop store, chain owner or something like that, this product would work nice on your store shelf. But what's interesting is and by the way, I'm actually using this paperweight flashlight to hold my microphone cord down right now. It comes in surprisingly handy, and again, I'll talk more about that, in the final video. But it's actually just a product I just threw together for the heck of it, and but as it turns out, it's actually a really handy little product. I was really surprised. I use it a couple of times a day as a flashlight, for various things. But moving on to section 2 of the video, here, is part of my CAD file. Now this is the cut in half version of it. I've still got the other version here somewhere. I might have to recover it because I think I accidentally deleted it off my computer, but I've got it in my backups. But this is a cross section. You can see the little switch here, the LEDs, and this is the bottom of the panel. Here's the cut in half LED, which I can't select for some stupid reason, and the battery pack and how it kind of goes in there. I'll delete this temporarily. You can kind of see That's some of the words. You can kind of see how, you know, this thing works or looks with the top removed. But basically, you know, it's a neat little product, and like I said, how I built it, this could be built a lot of different ways too, you know. And I do actually have some lead weights on the actual prototype nestled up in this area here that I actually put on top of the battery pack to give it enough weight to actually push this push button down, which is hard to push down. But again, I had to use what was in my junk box. In practice, I'd like to see this thing actually a little smaller than it is, and definitely, you know, not requiring the use of lead weights if at all possible, because, you know, the batteries, you know, if you use like a limit switch or something like that, you know, something that has almost a hair trigger to it, you wouldn't need so much weight. But it's nice to have a little weight to it, because it really is supposed to be a paperweight too. But right now it's actually a little heavy, because it does take a lot of force to push the switch down. So, you know, just keep that in mind. I'll probably discuss that a little more when, you know, in the next video. So, but that pretty much concludes the walkthrough on this product. It's a simple product, and like I said, I did the patent, you know, in the form. This is one of the patents I did in the form, you know, one of the 4 patents I did in the form of it being like a more formal patent. Even though it's not really a formal patent, but it's still formal-ish in how I did it. You know, I did 4 of them this way just to try it out, but I realized this whole thing was going to take like 6 months if I tried doing all this IP that way, because I mean, this is like the latest count is up to like 87. There's technically 87 separate products that can be identified out of this entire 39 selling sections of the patent here. So, you know, this is just one of them, but if I had to do them all that way, this would have just taken forever. I mean, it took like a month and a half to do all this actual physical drafting and everything as it was, you know, doing it through some of the shortcuts I took. But because I took a lot of shortcuts on it, it made it a more readable product, and it's going to be more readable not just to a prospective buyer like such as yourself, but also to your patent attorneys too, because it's an excellent way of them getting a description of exactly what we're trying to build here. So, and you'll probably, you know, also find additional information on it. And of course, I'm certainly willing to work with the attorneys and so forth that you may have hired to be patenting this, if that's, you know, what you're going to be doing. So, you know, again, there's a lot of assistance I can provide when it comes to actually rendering these products into an actual patent application. So, anyway, without further ado, we'll move on to the, you know, we'll move on to the next video. You know, the Watch Me Third video, and you can see the physical product demonstration.